My name is Beth, and I'm with the Education Alliance. The Education Alliance exists to mobilize business and community support for public schools. And one of the things that we are passionate about is building career awareness and to help students be ready for a bright future. And one of the ways that we do that is hosting programs like this. This is the West Virginia Ready virtual internship course. And today I am very excited to introduce Jess Hall from WVU Medicine. As a reminder, this training is made to be interactive between you and this business. So I want to encourage you to jot down questions that you may have. And we're going to stop every few minutes to interact and ask any questions or have a discussion. All right, with that, I'm going to turn it over to Miss Jess Hall from WVU Medicine.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Beth. And then I can just share my screen.
Yes, ma'am. Should be able to share your screen.
Excellent. Let's see. We also are not really friendly with Zoom either, Miss Moore. So I feel your struggles there. Let's see. Where can I share this? I'm not seeing the, oh wait. Got it. All right, let me know when you can see my screen, please.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay, awesome. We will be off and rolling. Excellent. All right. And then you let me know if the screen ever goes black or anything like that. All right. And as Beth mentioned, I want this to be interactive. So feel free to stop me at any time with any questions, anything you'd like to know a little bit more about. Again, my name is Jessica Hall. I'm the manager of talent acquisition for WVU Medicine. And you're going to be learning today a little bit more about WVU Medicine, as well as some of our total rewards or benefits of being an employee with WVU Medicine. We'll also talk about some of the key jobs, or actually, could we get the transcription off? I know with recording we can. Beth, are you able to
Yeah,
have it
let me try that. Hold on one second.
And while you're trying that, I'll go ahead. And then also, I'm going to talk to you about some key jobs that you might not be aware of that exist at WVU Medicine. And then we will even go over the application process. So what it looks like to apply for a job at WVU Medicine. All right, so WVU Medicine, first of all, is a health system. And I'm going to talk to you more about what all of it encompasses. But our mission is very near and dear to our heart. It stays true as the #1 guidepost when we're creating policies, when we're talking about what we do every day. And I'll be referring back to it several times as we talk about WVU Medicine. So I thought it was only right to start with our mission, which is to improve the health of West Virginians and all we serve through excellence in patient care, research, and education. So that's truly our 3 pillars that we try to prop everything up on, that we try to make sure that all of our policies, all of our annual goals, our business plan, all of that align with those 3 core principles: patient care, research, and education. So as I mentioned, WVU Medicine is a health system. Let me make sure that's not in the way. It's a health system. And so it encompasses, at this point, over 24 hospitals, 24 and growing. We span the state of West Virginia, as well as going into several of our neighboring states, including Ohio, Pennsylvania, Maryland, and even Virginia. So this map really lays it out for you as far as what the reach is. And then our flagship hospital, or our largest hospital in the health system, what would be considered our corporate location, is Ruby Memorial Hospital, which is located in Morgantown, West Virginia. And it's showcased there on the map as number 13. So they're in the north central part of the state. And then it really shows you where all the other hospitals are located and what hospitals are in our health system, some of which you may not have been aware are part of WVU Medicine. Some are more recent additions where others have been part of WVU Medicine for years. How many of you have ever been to a WVU Medicine hospital? All right, good. It looks like all of you. Although I know that's not always a good thing. It's not always your best day when you're in a hospital, but good to know you're familiar. Now, of that, how many of you have actually been to Ruby Memorial Hospital in Morgantown? Okay, all right. So good to know. So we're going to be talking a little bit more about Ruby Memorial as our flagship hospital or our largest hospital in our health system. We'll be digging in a little bit more to that. But first I have in our next slide is a virtual tour of our health system it's designed to give you a greater feel for all the hospitals in the health system and where they're located in reference to each other. So I will play this video now. Oop, if it'll play. Might do it this way. Doesn't. I'm not sure that that's going to play, so let me pull it up a different way. Bear with me. All right, I'm going to play it here on our YouTube video. And this is located on YouTube as well if you ever want to check it out again or share it with somebody who isn't familiar. Can you still see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And see if you can make your video bigger.
There you go. Can you see that?
Yep.
I'm not sure we can hear it though. Here now.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and rid of that. All righty, back to the presentation. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, good deal. Very good. So as you hopefully noticed in that on the layout of the map, there were two hospitals in Morgantown, West Virginia, attached to each other. One is Ruby Memorial Hospital, the other is the Children's Hospital. And so I'm going to be going into a deeper dive on both of those here in a moment. All right. But first, just a little bit more about the health system. So these are our numbers at a glance. Now you might wonder, why does it say 2022 when we're in 2024? And the reason for that is that our annual financials come out in the first quarter, towards the end of the first quarter of every year. So that's what we go off of. That's our official numbers that get calculated. So here in a couple weeks, we're actually going to be receiving our official 2023 numbers. But up until we receive those, we go off of the last official numbers that were released, which would have been late March of last year, which are 2022 numbers. That's the reason for it. But some great call outs here. As you notice on the slide, we had 17 hospitals at the end of 2022, and now we're at 24, adding a 25th one. So that shows you just the amazing amount of growth in 1 year that WVU Medicine is experiencing. By adding almost 8 hospitals in 1 year, it is a big undertaking and a lot of growth there. Talking about all of the employees there, almost 30,000 employees, and that's for our system. So that's the entire health system, all of the hospitals throughout the system. It also talks about the huge number of students that we have, and that goes back to our 3 pillars in our mission statement. One was patient care, and then you remember it was research and education. So talking about education, partnering with WVU School of Medicine and other schools throughout the entire state to make sure that we have students in our hospitals learning from those who are working there. And it shows some of the departments that we're looking at that we have students, whether it be undergrad, graduate students, people in dentistry, pharmacy, nursing, we have GNs, public health. With our physicians, a lot of times, especially if you go to Ruby Memorial Hospital and you're ever in a hospital room and your doctor comes into the room, you'll notice that there's several other people walking with your physician. And those are typically residents or students that are learning in their final year or one of their final years of their their residency, and they're learning right there alongside the doctor as that doctor is treating patients. And then it's the same with nurses. You'll see students there as well in the pharmacy and other places, because that's a big part of our mission statement. It also goes over on this slide a lot of our other numbers that you might find interesting, like how many clinic visits. 3.8 million, over 3.8 million in 1 year clinic visits. These are people that are coming to one of our WVU Medicine clinics to see a doctor. You might be one of those numbers. I know I and my family are definitely part of those numbers as well. Hospital outpatient visits, it talks about how many emergency room visits, births, almost 7,000 births at WVU Medicine in that year. And then the map also shows how many, how far our reach is for patients. So I showed you the map of how far WVU Medicine spans, right? We have our hospitals and clinics throughout the state of West Virginia and into our neighboring states. But when we talk about where are our patients from, that is even farther reach. So it really shows you there where our patients live. All of the states are covered, all 50 states, and then even lots and lots of countries covered in this as well. Whether this be a telehealth situation where we do offer a lot of telehealth, telemedicine, maybe one of you has already done a telehealth appointment where you're talking to your doctor, similar to how we're talking today on a Zoom or face to face. We're seeing each other through a computer, and they go through that appointment. That is available at WVU Medicine now. But also, it can be that they're visiting through this area or something of that nature. But really far reaching, not just around the country, but around the world. WVU Medicine is a large player in the healthcare industry. So now we're going to zoom in a little bit to Ruby Memorial Hospital, which is in Morgantown, West Virginia, as we talked about. It is our flagship hospital. Again, it's our largest hospital in the health system. And it's often what we consider, if you're looking at another company, maybe in a different industry, you'll hear the name, you'll hear the term corporate, talking about they have a corporate operation and then other operations that span out from corporate. So if you were looking at that in terms of a healthcare industry, with WVU Medicine, our corporate would be Ruby Memorial Hospital. It's where a lot of the leadership for the entire health system are housed at Ruby Memorial Hospital right there in Morgantown, West Virginia. And a lot of the other hospitals look to Ruby Memorial Hospital as that hospital setting best practices for the health system, and it cascades down from there. Ruby Memorial has won several awards, and they continue to win awards. This is on a national scale. This is compared to all other hospitals in the United States. Some of the awards that they've won here are listed: nationally ranked, regionally ranked, and high-performing hospitals. These are publishments that go throughout the entire country. So a lot of people that live here in West Virginia, unfortunately, don't realize that WVU Medicine, and specifically Ruby Memorial Hospital, are nationally ranked. The things that they're doing here with regard to patient care, research, and education, our three pillars, are being recognized throughout the entire country. So it's really exciting stuff. So taking a facility spotlight and really taking a look at Ruby Memorial, there's a picture of it. And we talked about it being located in Morgantown. It's an academic medical center. We talked about that with regard to having students there. And that really ties back to our pillars in our mission statement. We have over 690 beds currently in Ruby Memorial Hospital alone. And it is a level 1 trauma center. So what that means is every hospital is in a ranking for how much they offer as far as subspecialties in any given practice of medicine. And so level 1 for trauma is the highest. That means that at Ruby Memorial Hospital, we can see the sickest of the sick, and they do treat the sickest of the sick on any given day. That's why you may hear somebody being life flighted to Ruby Memorial Hospital from another hospital. When somebody is critically ill, other community hospitals throughout the state or throughout the region may not have the resources to take care of them. And they may life flight them or transport them to Ruby Memorial Hospital because it is a level 1 trauma center with the ability to do that. Okay. And then similarly, our NICU, which is our neonatal intensive care unit, where we see the brand new babies that are born, it is a level 4. Level 4, just to make it complicated, their leveling system is actually opposite of trauma. So the higher you go in the level system for a NICU means the more complex cases you are able to take. So a level 4 is the highest for NICU, and level 1 is the highest for trauma. So once again, Ruby Memorial is able to see and take care of the sickest of the sick patients. And it's really important to have a hospital like that in the area where you live, as you can imagine, because if something happened to you that was a life or death situation, which typically is the case, if there's a level 4 NICU or a level 1 trauma center, they're typically seeing life and death scenarios. And it's very important to have something like that, a resource like that, near where you live. And so we're very fortunate to have that with Ruby Memorial Hospital. And then there's always expansions underway. If you are in Morgantown, if you visit Ruby Memorial, you don't need to take my word for it. I'm sure you've seen all of the construction constantly taking place, whether it be they're renovating different areas of the hospital or they're adding on. We have the Cancer Institute and the Neurofellow Rockefeller Institute. We have several institutions, as well as our Health Science Center that is partnering with WVU School of Medicine. All of those are attached on the back of Ruby Memorial Hospital. So there's constantly growth and expansion and renovation happening there. It's a very bustling campus. We have magnet certification, and we're the only hospital in West Virginia to have that. So we're very proud of that. And also there's only approximately 500 in the entire country that have magnet certification. So very proud of that. We're also really proud of our low nurse turnover comparative to other hospitals throughout the country. We also rate very high in engagement and also have that high standard of care for patients. So we're really excited about that. Before I move on to the next slide, any questions about Ruby Memorial Hospital? All right. So I will pause. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
During like nursing school.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question?
1 second.
We're echoing.
Okay, I'm going to nursing school. I was just wondering like, what kind of like jobs you offer like while you're in nursing school.
Oh, we have a lot of jobs that you can apply for while going to nursing school. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of our jobs are you're able to do while in school. We have flexible scheduling, and that goes back to one of our 3 pillars. By having education be one of our pillars, one of the things that we hold in highest regard, we understand that when we have students working here, we need to be flexible with their schedules. And so that's something that all departments do. One of the most common jobs that nursing students do is called a clinical associate. So you need a high school diploma in order to be a clinical associate, which I assume you have, being that you're in nursing school. And you would be working right alongside with the nurses at Ruby Memorial Hospital, doing things that don't require that nursing degree, but you are taking care of patients. It's patient facing right there in the room with the nurse. And so it's a great job for getting that experience, getting to do the thing you have passion in, while getting that nursing education. And then also you're making those connections. You're learning more about the departments that you would be interested in, because I'm sure you've been told once you graduate from nursing school, you have a lot of options as far as what type of nurse do you want to be? What department are you wanting to work in? And we have lots of them at Ruby Memorial. And so being able to be a clinical associate gives you that front-facing experience to be able to know, yeah, I really liked working, you know, in this floor, whereas this floor really wasn't, you know, my favorite. And so then that gives you that experience. I highly recommend that. And we do have clinical associate positions open right now. But we have lots of other positions too. I have some highlighted here in a little bit. We'll go over them, but there's a lot of opportunity. So really great question. Any other questions?
How do you recruit specialist doctors?
I'm sorry, can you repeat it? It's kind of echoing.
How do you recruit like specialist doctors?
How do we recruit specialist doctors?
Yeah.
Okay, so well, that is a big job. We actually have a recruitment team that hires everything but physicians. And then we have a physician recruitment team that just focuses on recruiting physicians. And with recruiting physicians, it's a nationwide search. So we're going to these subspecialty organizations and conferences throughout the entire country, looking for doctors and telling them about West Virginia and this health system that we have here and what a great opportunity it is. And so an example would be when we're looking at a pediatrician, when we're trying to look for a doctor that sees children, we have subspecialties. Being a level 1 trauma center and a level 4 NICU, we have subspecialties that we're also looking for, like a neonatologist that specializes in neonatology in pediatrics, or looking at a pediatric cardiologist, which is specializing just in not only heart, but hearts of infants. So it's very subspecialized. And so In order to do that, we partner with a lot of the educational institutions throughout the entire country. And we go to those conferences, we speak at those conferences, and we network and make sure that WVU medicine is known to them as an option and all the great things that we have here. A lot of times we see when a physician comes to WVU medicine to visit, to take a look, and to interview for a job, they are so surprised. If they've never been to West Virginia before, unfortunately, their thoughts are often very misaligned with the reality of what it's like to live here. And they're very impressed. So a lot of times, part of our strategy is getting them here to visit, to take a look at our institution, to take a look at the community, and to let them see what it's like to really be in West Virginia. And a lot of times that's shocking to them and really sways them to realize what a great opportunity it is to have the best of both worlds, a great place to live and a great place to work. Great question. All right, well, next I'm going to talk a little bit about Children's Hospital. So again, Children's Hospital is also located in Morgantown, West Virginia. It's actually attached to the Ruby Memorial Hospital. And we've had the Children's Hospital for many years, but we did a renovation and really gave it a brand new building of its own, as opposed to it used to be the 6th floor of Ruby Memorial Hospital. So if you would have visited Children's Hospital 10 years ago, you would have came into Ruby Memorial Hospital, gone up to the 6th floor, and that's where you would have been in the Children's Hospital. But now the Children's Hospital is a tower, all of its own. It has its own entrance, it has its own emergency room, and it's still attached to Ruby Memorial Hospital, but it is a whole new thing. It actually opened officially in 2022 after years of construction. It's 9 stories tall and it cost approximately $150 million to build, but was a great investment for our state. If you've been related to, or if you yourself were a child who experienced a chronic illness or any type of a serious illness, you know how important it is to have a hospital that is equipped to handle that type of a patient close by. Because if you didn't, you unfortunately were having to travel sometimes hours, maybe even have to stay in a hotel in order to have your child, or you, if you were the child, to be seen and to get care. Oftentimes, if a child has cancer, they have to be near a hospital for 8 weeks, 12 weeks at a time receiving treatment. And if that isn't a hospital that's close to where you live, that is a huge financial burden on the family. So we are very proud to have a hospital like this that is seeing the sickest of the sick children right here in Morgantown, West Virginia. You'll see there the scope of the hospital. We have 30 birthing beds. We have 32 beds in our pediatric ICU. That's the intensive care unit. That's where the children are very sick and need a very subspecialized care. We have 34 in our PACU as well as 54 in our NICU. Again, we're talking intensive care, the sickest of the sick children there. And then in addition, our Children's Hospital now has its own pharmacy, its own cafeteria, like I said, its own entrance. So it's really special. If you haven't seen it in person, I highly recommend next time you're in Morgantown, drive by. It's really beautiful, and it is really nice to know we have that. It's already won some awards, which we're really proud of. For 2023, 2024, it has already won Best Children's Hospital in the US News. It's listed for neurology and neurosurgery, and then also for urology. So really proud of all the work it's doing there. And then this is a virtual tour of the hospital I'd like to show you. And yeah, it's going to give me the same trouble the other one did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share it on YouTube so that you can see it. And once again,
And while she's
go right ahead.
going, no, yeah, I just want to do like a housekeeping thing while she's going to get her video. Mrs. Moore, if you mute one of the devices that you've connected on, when they ask questions, it won't have that echo.
You just got it done, so it should be okay now.
Okay, just wanted to,
Thank you, though.
sure, thank you. Yeah, because we appreciate all those questions. We want to keep them coming.
They have about 7 minutes until they have to go to their next class. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, in that case, we'll skip the virtual tour. I'll just go ahead on with this. I thought we had until 10:30. I don't know why I put that. All right. So what we'll do then, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll skip this tour, but you can find it on YouTube. So if you want to just Google, there's several videos, Children's Hospital Virtual Tour on YouTube. It'll give you a tour in the hospital and all around it, all the new stuff. It's really nice to see. But we'll move forward for time's sake. So some of our benefits that our full-time employees are able to enjoy are competitive PTO. We get a great competitive amount of PTO. You start with 23 PTO days in your first year joining WVU Medicine full time. And also, when you start, we'll give you a full week in advance. So you get 5 of those days just right up front in case you had any vacation scheduled or you have a vacation coming up in the month, the first or second month. That's not something you have to worry about with WVU Medicine. Also, we have paid holidays. So it really is, we try to do a great work-life harmony. And then I talked about if you're part-time and you do scheduling for being a student, we also are flexible with that in building your schedule around your school schedule. Tuition assistance. So after you've been an employee with us for 1 year, you can apply for tuition assistance up to $3,000 annually. So then you would pay for your schooling, and then you'd be able to get up to $3,000 reimbursed to you to help you pay for your schooling as you're going through it, being an employee with us. We also do a company match. We give you a 403B as a full-time employee where you're putting in a contribution and the company will match up to 4.5% per year into that. And that's meant to be your retirement savings account. Also, for benefits, we offer various plans for medical, dental, and vision. Our medical through Highmark, Blue Cross Blue Shield, or Peak Health. And so we're really proud of that. Dental through United Concordia, and our vision is awesome as well. We have an enhanced and standard plan for both vision and dental that gives you some additional options. And then also our compensation is marked competitively nationwide. As you see our reach being so large, we know that we have to be competitive on a national scale. So we don't just look at what are people in West Virginia making for this job, but we look what are people in this job making across the entire country. And then we mark it at the 50th percentile of that range. And that's how our compensation team comes up with what each job should make. And it's a wage range based on that. And then we also give credit for years of experience. So that's how we stay competitive with compensation. Also, we're really proud that after 5 years of employment with WVU Medicine, you or any of your dependents can go to WVU free of tuition. So after you have been with us for 5 years, if you want to continue your education or if you have a dependent that does, whether that be, one of your children, and they want to go to WVU, this will completely take care of the cost of going to WVU, which is a huge amount of money that is saved for our employees and a benefit we're really proud of. This is a video that I really wanted you to see. It's a careers anthem that really talks about why it's great to live or to work at WVU. So you know what? Since we don't have much time left, I think I do want to just dedicate the time to this video. It really speaks to the heart of WVU Medicine and how great it is to be an employee here. And then let me pull that up.
there are a lot of health challenges in West Virginia. If we are going to change the health trajectory of the state of West Virginia, we can't do what we've always done. We have to attract the best and the brightest. We have to attract people with a little fire in their belly to make a difference.
I wanted to be a pharmacist and wanted to work at WVU Medicine because I really felt like I was having a direct hand in helping people who are very sick in the hospital get better.
I work here because I think patient care is in my blood. It's not just cleaning the rooms, it's helping people get better.
Food is another type of medicine to these patients. They need the nutrients from the food in order to get better, in order to be able to go home.
When I was much younger, I wanted to be a nurse until I realized I couldn't stand the sight of blood. I get to take care of patients, I just do it from a different perspective. I'm delivering technology that takes care of those patients.
In 1982, a neonatal transport team saved my life. Here I am 37 years later, and that's why I do what I do, to give those parents at home.
If you have engaged and spirited employees that love what they do, patients are going to feel that. We're going to become a role model for healthcare entities around the country right here in West Virginia.
We're leading the market by offering benefits that are not typical in healthcare. So it's important to make sure that we're doing what we need to do to support all of our employees across WVU Medicine so they can focus on our patients and providing excellent patient care day in and day out.
They made an investment not only in myself, but they made an investment in my children's future as well. For 3 kids of my own, I don't have to worry about it. They're going to be mountaineers.
It makes me want to go forward with my career, especially in healthcare, because I know they have my back.
Here is an opportunity to be a part of a world-class health system with everything from an 800-bed academic medical center in Morgantown to 25-bed critical access hospitals in rural communities. There truly is something for everyone here.
In order to help our patients, we needed to branch out. We're taking care of the whole state of West Virginia and beyond, and we're able to see more patients and get more patients the care they deserve.
Every day you come to work, it's something new, whether that be through Alzheimer's research, organ transplants. WVU Medicine is going places.
Everybody smiles and says, hey, and it's genuine. I appreciate that. It makes my job easier, because if everybody cares what to do, it makes me excited about what I'm doing. I'm contributing something that's bigger than me.
There's a lot of people coming from different places, from different cultures. They all come here and we all have the same goal, to take care of people.
We all have one common mission here. Even though we're all part of one big team, every one of our employees can make a difference in the lives of those they touch. Here at WVU Medicine, we call this the power of me.
Whether you work in housekeeping, in the cafeteria, you're a physician, you're a pharmacist, you have an active hand at WVU Medicine in helping our state get better and be healthy. And I don't know why a provider would want to work anywhere else.
So with that, I will leave you with that, with the power of me. It truly is genuine. We all at WVU Medicine, we work with that mission, and we're really proud to work here. And as the video covered, we have a lot more than just doctor jobs here. We have jobs that just require a high school diploma all the way up the ladder. So it's a place where you could start working here right after high school. You could work here through your schooling, and you could also be promoted within our hospital to different jobs and have a whole career, you know, a 40+ year career here at WVU Medicine, growing all the time, getting promotions, and retire from WVU Medicine, which we see all the time. A lot of our people do that. So I encourage you to visit our career site, take a look at all the jobs open, and I'm going to share my email here with you. If you have any questions at any time, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, I'm the manager of talent acquisition. My name is Jessica Hall, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have, or even, help guide you through an application process.
Great. Thank you so much, Jess. Sorry about the time. It can always be a little tricky with class times, but you guys were a great audience, and thank you for the great engaging questions. And if you need anything from me or Jess, we'll be here. So just shoot us an email.
Thank you.
Thanks. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Too.
Bye, guys.